What's going on, y'all? Tech Me out here. And today, Apple had their keynote and announced some AirPods Pro. They announced some new Apple Watches. Most importantly, they announced some new iPhones. So what I want to do in this video with y'all is talk about the new iPhones, the new features and things about these phones, as well as my thoughts of them. Let you know which one am I eyeing the most out of the lineup, because it's a tough one. Now, if you saw my IG story, you know I set this one out because I had some personal matters that I needed to tend to, but I did tune into things from home. But let's get started. So the very first phone Apple went over was the iPhone 17, and this is like the entry iPhone to the new lineup. The new iPhone 17 price-wise, it starts at $799 and it comes in a lot of beautiful colors. You have 5 different options. I would say out of the options though, the color that appeals to me most is probably this green version here. This looks like minty fresh. I don't know. I gotta see it in person to better determine it. So also, with that said, make sure you're subscribed so that when I get the devices in hand and, you know, do my unboxing and all of that with y'all, you can be notified when that video drops. Display-wise, we have a 6.3-inch screen and a ProMotion display at 120 Hertz. So what happens is it'll adjust its setting based on what you're doing with the phone. So if you're doing something that doesn't require so much, it would dial it back a bit. Another thing with this model is that it has 3000 nits brightness, which is more than what was offered in the previous model. So that means we should have a better view of our phone when we're using it out in direct sunlight. Now, when we take a look inside of this, we do have Apple's newest A19 chip. So theoretically, it should be smooth, very responsive, no issues with gaming and things like that. And Apple is quoting that we will be able to get a 50% charge in 20 minutes. So that should give us about 8 hours of video playback or so. Now, the front camera on this, we gotta upgrade finally to a 18 megapixel camera. Now, on my front camera of my iPhone 16 Pro Max here is 12 megapixels, and it looks good. So the fact that this is 18 megapixels, I expect it to be that much better, you know? And when you couple that with the fact that it has center stage, I think that's gonna be a really good experience. And it's interesting because in the keynote, I feel like Apple this go round directly referenced creators more than once in terms of some of the features that these phones offer and how it can, you know, be a good fit for us. And I agree, you know, I'm really excited to test that out to see how well it actually works for me and if it's more of a feature that I want to keep on or may want to turn off, if you can even turn it off. And speaking of content creators, I have a content creator guide that I've made. It'll be linked down below. I share my gear recommendations, how to set them up, different lighting options, and little tips, tricks, and hacks to get your setup up and going and suitable for you to create content. But being the front camera does have center stage, you'll be able to have different frame sizes using the front cameras. So if you have people jumping into your picture, it's gonna auto adjust so that they can fit. And normally when we're taking photos, if everyone can't fit, we tend to rotate their phone. You shouldn't have to do that now because it's gonna expand wide enough to fit everybody in frame. And if that's not enough, it also has stabilized video on the front facing camera and also dual capture, which means you'll then be able to record a video using the rear facing and front facing camera. That's gonna get rid of some of these third-party apps that, you know, we might use that for. It's gonna also be nice for concerts or parties, or, you know, when you're surprising someone, you can now capture their reaction and your reaction from the native camera. But you know what I wonder is, can you now flip the camera, you know, while you're recording? We got the option now to pause the recording and then resume it, but with this update, can we record, you know, using a front-facing camera and mid-recording, flip it to use the rear-facing camera? That's what I'm excited to test. I don't know if somebody else has tested it or if y'all know yet, but if you do, comment down below because I'm curious, because that feature alone is one that I would love on my iPhone, you know? But outside of that, that's pretty much everything new that came to the iPhone 17. But I will say it is nice to see that the starting storage for the entire iPhone 17 lineup is 256 gigabytes. That's gonna be enough for us to like actually enjoy our phones, I feel, at least, without having to worry about storage. With this iPhone 17 Air though, y'all, I'm really torn between the 17 Air and the 17 Pro, but I'm gonna let y'all know which of the two, you know, I'm leaning more towards by the end of the video. So let's talk about the Air though. iPhone Air is Apple's newest and most durable design yet. It comes in at 5.6 millimeters thin with a 6.5 inch display. So it's a little bit bigger than the typical Pro display, but smaller than the Pro Max display. So it's like right in the middle. Because for the Air, it comes in 4 different color options. Okay, the gold is nice too, but the blue, it's just something about it. I don't know. Now the Air, it has a titanium frame, which is the same as the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But this one's more durable as it has a ceramic shield to front. Power-wise, we have the A19 Pro chip in here. So y'all already know it should be smooth and fast with pretty much anything we're doing up here. It also has that same camera setup as the iPhone 17, 48 megapixel camera along the back, and an 18 megapixel center stage camera along the front. The one thing we do lose with the Air though is the ultra-wide camera. I love the ultra-wide camera. I'm always using my ultra-wide camera. So I find myself sitting here now like, ultra-wide camera or thinner phone? I don't know. It's like, I love both. So we take a look along the back of the phone, there's one physical lens. However, because it has so many focal lengths built into it, it's almost like having 4 lenses in one. It's a gorgeous phone, you know, as you can see. But Apple also came out with new accessories for this. So the one that I love is like the crossbody lanyard. Dare I say it's the new era belt buckle clip. Y'all know how we used to put the phone on the belt buckle and have it on a hip? Lanyards and crossbody lanyards seem to be that new thing. Or, you know, the wristlets are like, to me, the new iteration of that. There's also some new cases for the iPhone Air and other things. But all in all, this is a gorgeous phone to me, especially for those that like a small phone setup. Even though it's not smaller per se in screen size, the thinness of the phone does make a huge difference. So needless to say, I'm excited to see how it is for, you know, personal day-to-day use. Now we got to talk about the big dog, the 17 Pro. With this, we have the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. They're pretty much the same phone. The difference that I'm noticing between them is the battery and of course the display. But outside of that, they should mirror each other. So similar to the iPhone Air, this also has the A19 Pro chip inside, and it comes in a 6.9 inch display option or a 6.3 inch display option, which are the same sizes that we had for the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. But the design is different this year because normally on the back, you know, it looks like this. But now we kind of have this extended bar along the top of the camera. But the new thing with this one that just makes me smile even now is the color. Y'all, for the longest with these Pro models, we have asked time and time again for some better colors, like some more playful, fun colors. I'm just delighted that Apple listened. They're offering the 17 Pro in deep blue, silver, and my personal favorite, that orange, that cosmic orange. And it stands out so much because like if you see somebody with an orange iPhone, you can't help but notice it. For those of you that like to look at that key difference for the new phones so that people know y'all got the new one, this is definitely gonna be it. Now, as far as the material of the phone, it does have an aluminum unibody. It also still has the action button on the side. And just like the Air, it has a ceramic shield to front and it's 3 times better against scratch resistance. Now, battery life with the 17 Pro, you're gonna get 33 hours of video playback. And with the 17 Pro Max, you're gonna get 39 hours of video playback. So this is Apple's biggest and best battery yet. Now, along the back, we have 3 48 megapixel fusion cameras. And we got the ultra wide up there too. Now, even though you got 3 physical lenses on the back, it translates to like 8 lenses because of the different focal lengths that we have with. Just like the rest of the iPhone lineup, we got the 18 megapixel center stage on the front camera. And that center stage, it does work for photos and videos. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. Now, price-wise, the 17 Pro starts at $1099 and the 17 Pro Max starts at $1199. Pre-orders for the entire iPhone 17 lineup starts on Friday, September 12th, and it's available in store on September 19th. I'm very excited about the new design on all of them, especially the 17 Pro Max. Software, iOS 26 will be shipping on all of these. So I'm gonna go over some of my favorite things in iOS 26, so stay on the lookout for that. But all in all, I like these. It's nice to see Apple's, version of their thinnest iPhone, especially when you look at other phones like the Samsung Edge, which is super thin as well. But if I gotta choose which one, I would pick up first, I really, really love the design of the 17 Air, but I think I need my ultra wide camera more because I use it so much, So I would have to go with the orange 17 Pro Max here, or maybe even the orange 17 Pro. I didn't think about that before. I was so stuck on the Max, but I low-key could do the orange 17 Pro because the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max, they come in the same colors as well. But this is a first for Apple. Like, this entire lineup, usually it's the 17 and then probably the 17 Plus and then the 17 Pro and then the 17 Pro Max. But they nixed that Plus and replaced it with the Air, and I like it, truthfully, But yeah, I know there's more to discuss about these phones. However, I just wanted to give y'all the quick introduction of what to expect with Apple's newest lineup, so you can choose which device might be best for you, if any. And with that said, are y'all gonna upgrade your current phone to any of the new iPhone 17s? If so, let me know down below in the comment section which one you would get. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this. Feel free to give me a follow on Instagram so you can be updated on what's going on and when a new video is dropping. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.